So here is some guidance to help you choose your drum. We make different kinds of drums here. We've got the horse, the reindeer and the red deer, and we go to great lengths to source our materials as ethically as we possibly can. So this is a 16-inch horse drum. I'll just take you through how we make them. We use the tension ring design, which means we can get a really good tension on our drums, so they'll last for longer when they're played outside in humid or damp conditions. The drum is formed by pulling the rawhide around this wooden hoop and bound together using rawhide lacing pulled around the tension ring. We finish the drum off with a simple Bridget's cross in the centre here. So we bind the tension ring in different coloured leathers. So we've got earthy greens and browns, and we've also got the purple, blue and crimson. In most of our drums, we place a crystal in the centre. We've got a whole range of crystals which are sourced ethically with no child labour. And when we bring them home, we take them up onto the moors and we place them into the river so that they clean off and energise. And then we fix the crystal into the handle and we finish it off with this fluffy material. So this makes it really, really comfortable to hold, which is an important consideration, particularly if you're using your drum in healing work or in longer trance drumming sessions when you'll be holding the drum for a while. So one of the first considerations you'll have when you're choosing your drum is which animal skin to choose. So the first thing probably is which animal you have the greatest connection with between red deer, horse and reindeer. But also there's the look. So our reindeer are always pale in colour. They're our palest, they're this creamy colour, and our horse are usually the darkest as well, so they're like a deep brown. We've also got our red deer. Now the red deer from Scotland is very similar looking to the horse, and the red deer from the Lake District is usually a little bit lighter but more textured and got a rougher feel with perhaps more patterns. So another thing to consider is the size of the drum. So our largest drums are the 18-inch, and that's got the deepest resonance. The larger the drum, the deeper the sound. So if I just play the 18 for you, you can hear the depth of the sound in that. Now it's a compromise because it's a heavier drum, so it takes more to hold it for a long period of time, particularly if you're drumming over somebody. So a really common popular size is the 16-inch because you still have the depth, but it's also it's lighter to handle. So if I just play this for you, you see it's that little bit higher than the 18-inch, and then we go higher still, and this is the 14-inch. Again, it's a popular size because it's a lot lighter to hold, and also if you're going outside, you can more easily put it in a bag and transport it around. But it's got a higher pitch still. Slightly less resonance and higher than the 16-inch. And then the 18-inch. So finally, one other piece of information to consider is the different tone of the different highs. Now this really does vary very slightly, so it's only a small consideration. But the horse and the red deer from Scotland both sound very similar. That's the 16-inch horse. And that's the 16-inch red deer. They do vary again as to how much we tension them and also the different thicknesses of the hide. The red deer from the Lake District, now it's probably because it's a slightly thicker hide. It sounds very similar to the other two, but it does hold itself a little bit better outside in the damp conditions. And then finally we've got the reindeer, which just rings that little bit longer. It has a slight ring which carries on. You might be able to hear that, it just carries on that little bit longer. So one final piece of advice, and this is for when you own a drum, and that's not to play it when it's wet. Now the reason for that is because when you play a wet drum, it stretches the hide, so when it dries it doesn't tension properly and you'll damage the drum. So just as a word of caution, this is what a damp drum sounds like, and that's not to be played. Every drum is a unique, bespoke product, so the voice will change, But this video hopefully gives you an overview of the differences between the sizes and the skins. Bearing all this guidance in mind, what people find is that when they see a drum, it speaks to them. And so often the way you have this preconceived idea of what you might like, but then when you go looking, it might change and you'll find the drum that calls you. But whatever your drum journey and wherever it takes you, we hope that when you find your drum, you have many, many beautiful times together. Thanks for watching.